Alright guys, we are on to our last preservation project of the weekend, and that is making chicken bone broth. So, I have a couple chicken carcasses here, some carrot, onion, celery scraps. Alright, so, I have to tell you about this chicken. My friend, he only likes white chicken meat, and he bought a roaster chicken, but he only likes the breast. So he took the rest and put it in the freezer and brought it to me to make chicken broth. So I have that. I have a chicken carcass that I had roasted the chicken and saved the bones. I have some celery tops from the garden. I have some celery, some carrots, and other scraps here. I'm going to put all this in here. I'm going to save these bags actually. I have an onion, and I know some of you know that I can't eat onion, but it's that I can't digest the onions. I can have onion flavor, so since I take all of the solids out of the chicken broth, I'm going to go ahead and use this onion. I'm just going to take the root part off, and I'm going to put it in my compost bin. And I have a bag of baby carrots here that need to be used up, so I'm going to go ahead and put those in. Alright. Let me get my seasonings. Alright, so I have some peppercorns here that my friend's husband brought me back from Turkey. I'm going to put those in there. They might add some nice flavor. I have some parsley that I dried from the garden. We'll put that in there. I have some thyme that I also dried from the garden this summer. We'll put that in there. And some salt. Okay, so now I'm going to get a pitcher and I'm going to take this over, and then I'm going to start filling it with water. And we're just going to let this go at 250 degrees for about 24 hours. And then once that's done, I will bring you back to show you our finished product before we can it. Okay, so it has been about 48 hours that I've been letting my chicken bone broth cook in my roaster. So I'm going to start straining it into this big pan. There's a couple different straining processes that I go through because I want to get all the solids out, and I want as clear a broth as I can get. Actually, I think I'm going to do it with this hand. You can see most of the solids don't even look like what they looked like going in, because all of the nutrients have been extracted into our broth. And I'm not going to put these in my compost bin just because They could have fat on them from the broth, and I don't want to put fat in my compost bin. So these are going to go in the trash. Let me do one more scoop and then I'll empty these into the trash. And I'm just going to let these drain for a little bit. There was a lot of meat left on that chicken that my friend gave me. I'm just going to let these drain quite a bit because we want all of that goodness. All right, so let me get this strained out and I'll bring you guys back. Okay, so this pot is almost full. I'm going to set this aside for now. Okay. Let me put this away someplace until I can clean it. Okay. Clean up a little bit. I like to clean as I go so I don't have a huge mess at the end. Okay, so our broth is beautifully dark, but it's not very clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strain this again because I want it clear as possible. So I'm going to put you guys, I'll get everything set up and I'll be back. Okay, so what I have right here is my fat separator, I have my strainer, and then I'm going to put the corner of a flour sack towel in there. And we're going to strain our broth through that, and that's just going to keep out any last bit of sediment that we don't want in there. We want the clearest broth that we can get. Okay, so once I have that, I have my quart jar. I'm going to put a strainer. This is a sink strainer, but I only use it for straining food like broths and stuff. I don't use it in my sink. We're going to put that there. We're going to take our, we'll take our fat separator with our broth in it. Oop. And we are going to start putting this in. And we're going to strain our broth yet once again. Because again, I want the clearest broth that I can get. A lot of what I'm getting now is the minerals from the salt because I use Redmond's real salt, and from the pepper, it's just that sedative. That's what I'm getting a lot of now. All right, and I'm going to take it, I'm going to put the fat in a separate jar. Okay, so I'm going to do that for each one of my jars, and as soon as that's done, I will be back. All right, so I finished straining everything. Now I'm going to wipe off the rims with vinegar so that I make sure that I get a good seal. And then I'm going to put my lids on. We are going to pressure can the quarts at 10 pounds of pressure for, 11 pounds of pressure for 90 minutes. And the pints at 11 pounds of pressure for 75 minutes. And I have 2 quarts of water in the bottom of my pressure canner. So I will bring you guys back when my pressure canner starts steaming. So what happens, I'll show you. Okay, so I have my quarts of chicken broth in my pressure canner. See if I can do this one-handed. When steam comes out of this vent right here, I'm going to let it steam for 10 minutes to let the pressure build up. And then I'm going to put my 10-pound jiggler on, and then that will slowly build up the pressure. And then once it comes to pressure, we're going to pressure can it for 90 minutes for quarts and 75 minutes for pints. After that, we're going to turn it off, let it come back down to pressure. We'll open the lid, let them still sit in there for like 5 minutes. We'll like just tilt the lid a little, let them sit in there for 5 minutes to come to kind of acclimate in the temperature, and then we'll take them out and I'll bring you guys back then. Okay guys, so can you see the steam coming out? So we're going to let that steam for 10 minutes and then we're going to put our weight on. And then once we come to pressure, we'll start the timer for the 90 minutes. Okay guys, so I know I said 90 minutes for quarts. It's actually 25 minutes for quarts on chicken broth. I apologize, but our 25 minutes is up. So we're going to let this come back down to pressure. And then once it comes down to pressure, we'll let it sit for 5 minutes. We'll take the lid off. We'll still leave the jars in there for another 10 minutes. And then we'll take them out and then we will start on our pint jars. And our pint jars are going to process for 20 minutes. Not 75. I was thinking chicken. I don't know why. But anyway. So bone broth, the chicken broth, 25 minutes for quarts, 20 minutes for pints. So we'll wait for this to come down and then we will get those out of there. Okay, our timer went off. Let's see. All right, we're gonna take these out. I'm gonna have to hold the camera because the camera is sitting where I'm gonna put them. Let's have a look. Ooh. Those look pretty. Okay, and the last one. All right. So now I'm going to get my pint jars in there. And again, we're going to can those for 20 minutes. All right, my friends, we are back. All of our chicken stock has sealed. It is beautiful. I just have to wash off the jars and put them downstairs. But look at how beautiful those are. So there's still a little bit of sediment on the bottom, but not that much. And these are going to be delicious for making rice, soups, using in all kinds of recipes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you want to, go ahead and hit the like button, which is a thumbs up in YouTube. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Thanks, and thanks for watching. Bye.